Hello students, today I am discussing about the routing protocols. A routing table can be either static or dynamic. A static table is one with manual entries. A dynamic table on the other hand is one that is updated automatically when there is a change somewhere in the internet. Today, an internet needs dynamic routing tables. The tables need to be updated as soon as there is a change in the internet. For instance, they need to be updated when a router is down and they need to be updated whenever a better route has been found. Routing protocols have been created in response to the demand for dynamic routing tables. A routing protocol is a combination of rules and procedures that lets routers in the internet inform each other of changes. It allows routers to share whatever they know about the internet or their neighborhood. The sharing of information allows a router in San Francisco to know about the failure of a network in Texas, for example. The routing protocols also indicate it can include procedures for combining information received from other routers. A router receives a packet from a network and passes it to another network. A router is usually attached to several networks. When it receives a packet, to which network should it pass the packet? The decision is based on the basically optimization. One approach is to assign a cost for passing through a network. We can call this cost as a metric. However, this metric assigned to each network depends on the type of the protocol. Some simple protocols treat all networks as equal, like RIP, Routing Information Protocol. The cost of passing through a network is the same. It is one hop count. So if a packet passes through 10 networks to reach the destination, the total cost is 10 hop counts. Other protocols such as Open Shortest Path First, that is OSPF, it allows the administrator to assign a cost for passing through a network based on the type of service demand. A route through a network can have different costs or you can say metrics. For example, if maximum throughput is the desired type of services, a satellite link has a lower metric than a fiber optic line. On the other hand, you can say if minimum delay is the desired type of service, a fiber optic line has a lower metric than a satellite link. Other protocols define the metric in a totally different way. In the Border Gateway Protocol, BGP, the criteria is the policy, which can be set by the administrator. The policy defines what path should be chosen. This is a mainly routing protocols. First, we have to know intra and inter-domain routing. Today, an internet can be so large that one routing protocol cannot handle the task of updating the routing tables of all routers. For this reason, an internet is divided into autonomous systems. An autonomous system is a group of networks and routers under the authority of a single administration. Routing inside an autonomous system is referred to as intra-domain routing. Routing between autonomous systems is referred to as inter-domain routing. Each autonomous system can choose one or more intra-domain routing protocols to handle routing inside the autonomous system. Here you can see that intra-domain is divided into distance vector and link state, whereas inter-domain routing protocol is divided into path vector. RIP is a implementation of the distance vector protocol. OSPF, Open Shortest Path First, is an implementation of the link state protocol, and Border Gateway Protocol, that is BGP, is an implementation of the path vector protocol. First, we have discussed about the distance vector routing tables. In distance vector routing, at the least cost route between any two nodes is the route with minimum distance. In this protocol, as the name implies, each node maintains a vector, we can say table, of minimum distance to every node. The table at each node also guides the packets to be desired node by showing the next stop in the route. We can think of nodes as the cities in an area and the lines as the roads connecting them. A table can show a tourist the minimum distance between cities. This is an example or this is a diagram. The table for node A shows how we can reach any node from this node. For example, our least cost to reach node E is 6. The route passes through 6. First, we have to initialize this of tables in distance vector routing. The tables are stable. Each node knows how to reach any other node and the cost. At the beginning, however, this is not the case. Each node can know only the distance between itself and its immediate neighbor, those directly connected to it. So for the moment, we assume that each node can send a message to the immediate neighbors and find the distance between itself and these neighbors. This is the initial table for each node. The distance for any entry that is not a neighbor is marked as infinite. That means it is unreachable. Now we have to update our distance vector routing, sharing the information. There are several points we need to emphasize here. First, as we know from mathematics, when we add any number to infinity, the result is still infinity. Second, the modified table shows how to reach A from A via C. If A needs to reach itself via C, it needs to go to C and come back. A distance is 4. Third, the only benefit from this updating of node A is the last entry, how to reach E. Previously, node A did not know how to reach E, distance of infinity. Now it knows that the cost is 6 via C. Each node can update its table by using the tables received from other nodes. In a short time, if there is no change in the network itself, such as a failure in a link, each node reaches a stable condition in which the content of its table maintains the same. Thank you, student.